Hello, and welcome to the Red, White, and the Blues podcast. I'm Daniel, and I'm joined, as always, by my main brochacho, Nacho, Jason. How you doing, man?
I'm good, bro taco. It sounded like you forgot my name there, though. You're like, Jason?
I was trying to think of more adjectives, and the brain just wasn't working right tonight, so I couldn't come up with any, so I just awkwardly paused and then said your name.
I'm happy to be here with you, Daniel. So it's nice.
Yeah.
Hey, it's great to be here this time.
It's great. It is fantastic. It is I don't know. It's a joyous day to be a part of the Blue Army because we won today. Shockingly, surprisingly, it caught everybody off guard.
Surprisingly. Like at halftime, I got a message from you that said, we're going to lose. And then about the 80th minute, I was like, I don't know if we can hold on. And then about the 90th minute, they got one back. And then we had somehow 6 minutes left in stoppage. I don't know where the hell that came from. This ref was insane today.
He was atrocious.
I only watched the second half, by the way, so I only know about half the insanity. So yeah, man, it was like that the whole game. But yeah, somehow, some way, Chelsea found a way.
Mm-hmm.
So that doesn't happen much these days. But I guess credit to the boys.
Credit to the boys. No credit to Poch, as this is a no credit to Poch podcast.
F off Poch.
That's right. So yeah, I don't know. We won. Great. I still don't think it was like it was one of those things. Even they talked about it in a post-game show. They were still like, Chelsea didn't play great. They were lucky to sort of win the game. Exactly. They actually finished their chances today. They're like the Mudryk goal could have not happened. It could have gone the other way. Palmer's first goal was a great. Well, let me rephrase that. Palmer's assist to Nico for the first goal was a great little flick on by Nico. Not to take anything away from him. It was a great little flick on because that ball wasn't going in if he doesn't do that. And then what was the other goal? I don't even remember. Palmer from outside the box. That one was going in no matter what. Yeah, that was going in no matter what because it's Palmer. So,
Yeah.
But, the point is Palmer. Cold, it's cold. Yeah. I should have worn my Palmer jersey tonight. I went old school for reasons that were revealed later in the podcast. I have a reason I wore my Adidas hoodie tonight. Yeah, repping the three stripes. I have a dialogue, a rant about something later on in the podcast, Jason. And Jason probably knows where it's going. We've got guys. We're stepping our game up. We have slides tonight. Jason has put together a slideshow presentation.
All of the things all the other creators in this space do, just naturally, but they have teams and whatnot.
Yeah,
Daniel and I, being the old school guys that we are, speaking
39-year-old men.
Whoa, you didn't have to tell them, but we're pushing. We're almost into the 40s.
Yeah.
I know we don't look it, but we're almost there.
Yeah.
And we just get proud of all the little things that we do around here. So
we're going to toot our own horns until we die on this podcast.
Yeah. Production value goes up every time. Every time you watch this, at least for the foreseeable future, as we learn things, be prepared to see the production value go up.
Yes.
Unlike Chelsea. No,
that's right.
I was trying to segue there, but I actually kind of meant that, but didn't mean it.
That was actually as I meant. That was 100% true statement, like 100% true. But but we talk about it all the time. You do on this podcast. You've mentioned it multiple times that it does take luck to win games, and so that's exactly what happened today. I feel like we sort of lucked into it because for whatever reason, I don't know. I need to know a couple of things. We talked about last week. I need to know what Poch says at halftime. I need to know. Now I need to know what Poch tells these players when we go up a goal. Like, is there some kind of hand
Right.
gesture that he sends into him that's like, don't attack anymore. Just sit back and let the other team have all the possession and try and score as best they can. And then eventually they're going to score because we can't keep a clean sheet. It's just it's an impossible task for this team right now to keep a clean sheet. So I don't know. And then the goal. Did you I know it was in the first half. Did you see the goal that they scored?
Yes.
It was the most comical thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
Like, where was Enzo trying to cross the field pass? Gusto kicks the ball over his head twice, back towards our own goal. Chalaba, instead of taking the ball down with his chest, decides, oh, this is a great time to bend over all the way to my waist and head the ball to the other team. And then Gusto's like, I'm just not going to get back on defense. I'm just going to stand where I was when I kicked the ball over my head. And then, Isak's just going to run behind everybody. And then DCC's like, I'm not going to defend. It was just comical, man. Our defending is comical.
I don't know what they're doing most of the time.
Any of the time?
Yeah, any of the time. Yeah, man. I know Chalab hasn't been out for a while. DCC is an idiot. Like, I mean, there's only so much we can do. Like, Cucurella is also an idiot. Yeah. Like, the only one back there that's doing anything worthy of note is Gusto. Yeah. The dude just runs. It's nice to have kind of another Gallagher on the pitch that just runs around a lot and doesn't seem to get hurt. That's really nice. I like that kind of play we have right now. But yeah, man, I don't know. The defense is bad. Like, it's not good. It's like you said, we can't keep a clean sheet. I think a few weeks ago we talked about Petrovic and how many clean sheets he's had. It was maybe 2 at the time.
I don't. He hadn't gotten one.
That is still the case. He still has 2. That was weeks ago that we mentioned that. So yeah. It's just part of it, man. It is. But yeah, we were content to sit back for most of the second half, but we can get there.
We were. Well, I mean, that's
if you literally want to keep holding it up.
Literally, we scored the goal, and that's what we did. Like, we scored the goal, and we just stopped attacking. We played counterattack football. Like, I'm like, what are we doing? Like,
we scored the goal in the first 6 minutes.
Yeah, fastest goal all season, quickest goal all season, and it's just like, what? And then, so you score the quickest goal, and then it's like, oh, we're done. We're just done attacking. We're not gonna attack anymore. Jason's over there dabbing off screen. You know, he's trying to bring it back. He's trying to bring the dab back.
Exactly what I was doing.
Dabbing. But it's just one of those crazy things. It's like, what are we doing? Like, I don't get it, man. I just don't. I don't understand why. And it's been like that. This is like, it's just the most illogical thing for so many reasons. Is because, okay, we score a goal in 6 minutes. You would think we could probably score a couple more goals if you score inside 6 minutes against the team. Like, it would give you confidence to attack more and go forward more. Number 2, our defense is trash, like we just discussed. So we're not going to keep a clean sheet. So why are you going to sit there and try and defend the whole match? Like, it just makes no sense. Like, no logic involved in this. I don't understand the tactics. Somebody needs to talk to Poch and ask him what is going on. Like, why he thinks we're capable of keeping a clean sheet and defending for 80 minutes of a 90-minute match.
Yeah, I'm looking at the stats now. 45% possession. That is the entire game. If we look at the second half, it was 48% possession, which I thought would be less, actually, the way we were playing. That seems more even than normal. Or than what I was expecting. 1 expected goal, 1.05 expected goal, so might as well be 1. We had 5 shots in the second half.
I mean,
that's all second half. We had about 1.67 expected goals the entire game. 12 shots to their 11, 8 on target to their 3, 2 big chances to their none, 1 big chance missed to their none. We had 70. Yeah, we should talk about that.
Yeah.
But we had 79% passing accuracy.
Yeah, that's bad.
Which is really bad.
Well, here's the reason we had bad passing accuracy is because we don't know how to break a press. Literally, here's what Newcastle did. So we would have Petrovic taking a goal kick. He would have DCC and Chalaba to his sides, and then they would have Cucurella and Gusto out on the wings. Petrovic would pass to A or B, and then Newcastle literally had 3 guys lined up at the edge of the box. And as soon as he passed it to somebody, one of them was running toward the ball, the other one was running toward the other center back, and then the other one was spreading out to that side of the wing to not give him anybody to pass to. And then whoever was on the opposite wing for them was pressing up on our other, either the left back or the right back, depending on which way the ball went. So literally, they just man marked us is all they did. And we could not play out from the back. Yeah. And it's like, if you can't do it, just kick the ball long. I don't care. I don't care. Like, I don't want to sit there and we're incapable of playing out the back.
Yeah. Our only game plan today was to let them try to score, and when they didn't, try to break. That was it.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, maybe
we weren't even. Yeah, well, I mean, we're not even capable of really playing. Like, usually you see a team like that, and they have some sort of defending philosophy, or they're like well drilled that that's where they become really hard to break down. No, it's like basically what you were saying on the front of this. We have no defending whatsoever. It was just like, I hope they don't score. And then we were able to break. And more often than not, we sucked at breaking. But man, did Newcastle just commit? Like they committed everyone forward to the point where we would just find people in the midfield. And then, it was either Nico getting on a run or Sterling getting on a run or Enzo getting the ball and being able to pass a through ball. Caicedo, the same. And it was just like Gallagher getting on a run. And it was basically just launch. Once we were able in the box, launch it to somebody in the midfield. And I will say this. Nico showed that he can do some pretty good hold-up play today. Like, he was winning fouls in the midfield. He was holding up the ball. He was able to pass out. He was making good runs. Like, Nico
he got a good
deserves more credit than he gets, probably, most of the time.
I would agree.
But, like, his major flaw is he can't always produce when it's his turn to produce. Because he's always had pretty good work ethic, and he's always had really good off-the-ball movement.
Very Werner-like. Werner, like that high work rate. I would say he probably converts more than Werner does, and he's better at hold up play than Werner is too.
Yeah, I agree with that. And like he was all of that today. I would say Nico really impressed me today. But yeah, like I'm just looking at the ratings. I like Fat Mob's ratings because they're ridiculous. They do tell a tale. And Palmer with an 8.7. So man of the match, of course. I mean, he's got the assist, got the goal. Dude was awesome today in all aspects. At some points, we were texting each other. It seemed like he was the only one doing anything.
Pretty much. Going forward for a while, he was the only one doing anything.
Yeah. And he had some bad passes, like into the box or just outside the box, where like it would get cut out because they were reading him.
He did.
But man, Newcastle were really good, and teams are just really good at doing this to us because I think we're pretty predictable. They really know how to like double or triple team our guys, or just really stack the lanes so much because they know we can't get through it anyway. So all they got to do is put an extra person somewhere. And it's like you said, all they were doing was man marking. So all they had to do was bring one other guy over when somebody had the ball and put a little bit of pressure on us, and we were going to fall over. Like and capitulate. And nobody's better than that than Sterling, which is why Sterling has a 6.6 on the day. So
might as well go and add another 6 to that and just make it 6.66 because Sterling is the devil and I want him out of my team.
Devil. Yeah.
He's the damn devil.
Yeah. Sterling, man, just tragic. Just tragic.
It's bad.
But anyway,
but yeah, your points about Nico are are on point.
Yeah,
Sorry,
I enjoyed watching Nico today. No, I enjoyed watching him today. I was just gonna say that was our only game plan today. It just happened to work out today. There's a few games where we've tried that, and today was the day that we actually converted some goals. So kudos to the team. Suck it, Poch. Like today.
Yeah.
Today was the day. I mean, I think we even went to like a 4-4-2 at some point. I don't remember. Chalaba at left center back is interesting because he's just I don't know. He can't play that role. Cucurella is I have no idea how we paid that much money for Cucurella.
Like you have Chalaba and DCC. You have two very mid-tier center backs. Like neither one of them are good. They're both just very mid. Like I would almost say they're both like even lower mid to like borderline bad. Like not serviceable. Maybe in cup games they're serviceable, but like they're just not. They're not quality center backs in the Premier League. What you need to compete week in and week out. Yeah, they might give you some good performances every now and then, but we always said it with Chalaba. He's always going to pull a Chalaba every game, and he's going to do something stupid. Today it was the dumb header that ended up leading to a goal. DCC is going to make a couple of bad passes every game.
DCC's given one memorably good performance this year, and that was against City.
And that's because he didn't have to have the ball at his feet. So
I still think he's a little overrated during the City game too, but that's fine.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just two mid-table. No, I would say mid-tier, lower mid-tier. I mean, look where we are. I mean, they're mid-table center backs. They play for a mid-table team, so might as well call them that. Whatever. They're mid. Cucurella, like you're saying, we got fleeced. Gusto's a bright spot in the defense. Enzo and Casado, I don't know. Every game that goes by, I'm just like, I don't know if this is going to work or not. Yeah. And I don't know if it's just because of Poch not getting the best out of them and not putting them in the best position to succeed, which I think is an argument to be had because I think they're both talented. I don't think they're not talented. Clearly, Casado's great. We've seen what he's done at Brighton for a year.
Right.
Enzo is great. He won a freaking World Cup and he started. Like, you don't win a World Cup sucking,
Right.
But at the same time, it's like they just don't seem to gel. And I don't know whether it's because, like I said, if this is the way Poch has them lined up and he's just not playing to their strengths, which I actually think is part of it. Clearly, we saw the heat map for his last game where Enzo was pretty much playing left wing and not even anywhere near the midfield. So I think that's part of the issue. But it's just like they're not living up to their potential and the hype, I guess, if you will, when you spend £225 million on two midfielders. They're definitely not that level of hype. So I don't know. It is what it is. I don't know.
Yeah, and that comes down to the coaching,
I think it does. And I think they could I don't want to write them off because I do think there's talent there. Because Enzo will make brilliant passes every now and then, but then he'll also do some dumb passes. Like today, on one of our counter chance opportunities, Nico made a great run, and instead of passing the ball over the top, he tried to go through like two defenders, and they just intercepted the pass. And it was like, well, why did you not go over the top? Because he had the run in behind. It was a great run. But your point about Nico is, I think the biggest thing with him is he just doesn't finish his chances. Like of his chances, he finishes some chances and makes some brilliant goals and has some, like his little cheeky little deflection today was nice. His header a couple weeks ago was nice. Like he has some good goals, but then he gets one-on-one with the keeper and it's just like he stumbles over the ball. It's just like he can't do that. Like he should probably have about 20 goals right now if he finished most of his chances, and we'd be having a whole different conversation about him. But if he just learns to do that, I think he's got the raw talent to lead the line in the future. And he needs to keep his mouth shut and stop getting yellow cards. That would also help.
That would be nice. But what's crazy is I think the in-studio commentary team, which wasn't my favorite today, but they said something that really stuck out to me, and it's something that we say all the time. It's just the way that they said it. They said there's no on-field manager, and I think that's a good way of saying it. We just typically say like they lack experience, which is still a valid way to say it. I just liked their take on it. But Nico's 22, right? Like he's got, just in the Premier League alone, he's got 9 goals and 3 assists on the season. Which is pretty good for a 22-year-old that's been leading the line. The problem is we don't have, outside of Palmer, there's like not that many goals coming from other players in the Premier League. So like I'm just looking at Gallagher. 2 goals, 5 assists. I mean, Palmer obviously is at
Enzo's
11 goals, 8 assists. Palmer could get double digits this year, easily. Gusto's got no goals but 5 assists. Raheem Sterling has 6 goals, and so many assists. Sorry, 3 assists.
He should have 3 more assists if he knew how to pass the ball properly in one-on-one situations with the keeper.
Yeah, and then Mudryk has 4 goals and 2 assists, right? So, like, our top scorers are Palmer with 10, Nico with 8. No, sorry. Some of these aren't completely accurate. Palmer with 11, Nico with 9, Sterling with 6, Mudryk with 4. So it's like if we had Nico, but we also had midfielders and the wings scoring, right? Like if we had the rest of the team was clicking, we would go, oh man, so happy Nico's doing so well and that he's so young. We've got this guy for how many years? And right now the
7.
team just feels like, oh, only 7. That's crazy. But right now it feels like, oh man, everybody's so young. We have how many years to wait for this entire team to grow into themselves? And that's kind of what I was thinking about when I was watching the team today, because I'm with you. I could see the raw talent in several players today. That like there were these moments these really nice moments, especially on the breaks, because we had a lot of them, where things clicked pretty well. And I was like, man, like if we could consistently do that, like if we could consistently find ourselves in those moments, if we could just pass the balls correctly, if we could just find opportunities or make faster decisions, not play around with the ball so many times, not do so many touches, not try to be super clever in the moment when we didn't need to be clever. We just needed to be faster. Like if we could do that, this team would be humming a little bit better. And then we would need a back line that could hold its own. And because the back line is probably the scariest part about this team right now. Where I think some of, like, especially with Palmer and the team, and you tweeted this. You texted me today. You might have tweeted it. I don't look at our Twitter all the time, but you just texted me. Palmer single-handedly saving Poch's job.
Oh, I tweeted that.
Okay, yeah. So, and you shared a stat with me about he's got like 42-ish% of our goals.
40. I had it pulled up on my phone. Hold on. It's 41.3%.
Yeah,
of all goals between his goals and assists. It accounts for 41.3% of our Chelsea's total goals and assists this year.
Yeah, I mean that's bonkers, man. Like Palmer's having a really great season and a really bad team, and so I did have these moments today where I was just like, man, this team in a couple years, could I see them being more than we think of them now? And I think the answer could be yes.
If we get the defense sorted.
If we got to get that sorted. And if we get the coach sorted.
Yeah.
And I think Poch is kind of one of the biggest barriers to progress with some of these young guys right now. And that's crazy because Poch is supposed to be known to be like a young player coach. And I don't think he's done a great job this season. And we can see that in his tactics. We can see that in how he thinks about players in position and out of position, who he's playing where. So anyway, I'll stop now. But I did just kind of have these moments where I was like, I could be proud of this team in a couple of years. But right now they're all so young. We don't have anybody like coming alongside. We don't have like the coach on field, or we don't really have the experience. And I don't count Sterling as having the experience on the field. And we just don't have these guys but next year, can some of them step up more than they are this year? But then I think that's going to take some coaching maneuvers. And I think that's going to take somebody willing to. And right now, we haven't seen the breakout leader of this team yet. The person who's probably doing it the best right now through his playing is Palmer.
Yeah.
But anybody else on the team that is supposedly has the experience, like Chilwell and Sterling, even though Chilwell's been hurt more than not, I feel like, since we got him. Yeah, Sterling doesn't want to be the leader. He just wants to score his goals, and he won't pass the ball when he needs to.
Yeah.
So anyway, that it's getting rambly now, so I'll stop. But that was my takeaway. Like, I feel like I could be proud of this team in a couple of years, but a lot has to happen.
Yeah, it does. I mean, like, who knows? Our defense might be sorted. I mean, we had Colwell is supposed to be our future left center back. Fofana's been hurt all year. Who knows what he's going to look like next year? I don't trust Fofana right now to the point where he hasn't been healthy in 3 years now.
Yeah.
So I don't.
You were concerned about that when we bought him.
Yeah, and it was weird because it was one of those things, like, his injury wasn't like, it was like a freak accident. But you don't ever know how somebody's going to bounce back from an injury that severe. Like, so I think he broke his tibia and fibula or something like that. I think he broke a couple bones. Like, it wasn't just like he tore his ACL. And like ACL injuries aren't as devastating to careers as they once were because of modern technology. So yeah, who knows how he's going to respond. He's missed the entire year. Lobby has missed the entire year. Chuck's missed a good chunk of the year. Ugochukwe's missed a good chunk of the year. So, I mean, like, we have all these people that have missed big chunks of the year. Who knows?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing is, like, if we sell Gallagher, we'll be fine if everybody stays healthy. But will everybody stay healthy? That's the question. Right. They're showing they can't right now, but I don't know. We'll see. I think defense is the biggest concern. Petrovic is starting to concern me because he hasn't been keeping clean sheets. As much as I'm a very pro Petrovic guy, I don't think what's his face? Sanchez is any better. I think Bob sucks worse than Petrovic. So I'm fine with Petrovic, but I feel like if you get a good defense in front of him and you start seeing some holes in his game, then you might have to consider going out and buying a world-class keeper. Although we do have Kepa coming back next year from loan, so there's that, Jason.
Oh, lucky us.
I know, lucky us. We can put the midget back in goal. But I don't know. Could they be good in a few years? Sure. Could they still suck? Sure.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I was looking at when Fofana comes back, supposedly late March.
I think he's done for the year. I don't think he'll play this year.
Same.
I mean, I think
he is supposedly late March.
Yeah, I think Colwell will be back this year. Chilwell's probably done for the year. Reese is done for the year.
Reese, according to FOTMob, is coming back early April.
See, this is my thing with Reese. I know what he's doing. He's trying to get back so he can make the Euro squad.
Yep.
Okay. He wants to play in the Euros for England. I get it. But dude, like, at some point you got to start worrying about your body and your career for your club, who's invested millions of pounds in you, into you. Like, we need some consideration. I understand how important playing for your country is. Don't get me wrong. I get that. But dude, come on. Like, I mean, let's face it. England has Kyle Walker and Trent Alexander-Arnold at right back.
Yeah.
think there'll be I don't think Southgate's going to take a Reece James who's not completely fit over those two guys. Now, whether he plays Walker at center back or however Southgate decides to line that team up and screw him over, whatever.
Right. Yeah.
He'll figure something out. But yeah, I don't know. It was like a good game, but it wasn't a great game.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see.
I texted to you. I felt like we dodged a bullet more than we earned a win.
Yeah, I agree.
That's how I typically feel about a Chelsea win. Like there hasn't been too many emphatic wins this year. I mean, I think back a while back to the first Tottenham game, and we won 4-1, but it took us forever to tear down a 10-man Tottenham team.
Yeah, and then
they were still playing like the highest. Yeah, true. Yeah. And they were still playing like the highest line in the world when that happened. So I don't know, really stupid.
It is. They live and die by that high line, man. They live and die by it. But yeah, I think Palmer now has I think he's got 5 matches in the Premier League this year where he has a goal and an assist, which is most in the Premier League this season by a player.
Yeah.
So that's big. This is the first year since like Tammy Abraham, I think Mount and Pulisic, I forgot what year it was, that we've had 3 players, or we've had multiple, not 3 players. We've had multiple players in double figures assisting goals.
Yeah.
All these stats coming out are just like, wow, we've been atrocious all these years. So, and what could have been a great game for our goal differential, winning 3-1. No. 3-2. So
yeah, what is our goal differential right now?
I think it's +2, maybe.
Oh, go us.
Yeah.
We're so close to our total for last season.
Yeah.
We're only 1 ahead right now. We had at this match day last season, we had 38 points. This year, this season, we have 39. But here's what happened last season, right? So we lost week 28. And then, we lost week 28, and then drew week 29, and then loss.
Yep.
And then win, and then draw, loss, draw. So that was our season last season.
There's just no way we can end the season that bad this year.
We have like a few like last season at this stage, we had 3 draws, 1 win, and losses in the last 11 games. It's wild.
It's crazy. But I mean, like the thing is too, we actually have a very favorable schedule coming up. Like it's not like we have a tough, we got to make up the Arsenal game. We're done with City. There's my thumb showing up. We're done with City. We're done with Pool for the year. We're done with Newcastle. We have to play Tottenham and Arsenal. So those are really the only big 6. We got to play United. So Tottenham, Arsenal, United. We all have to play each one of them one more time. So, and then everything else is pretty, like we have Burnley, Sheffield United, Everton, Brighton, Villa, West Ham, which we owed. I want to beat West Ham more than any other team on this schedule up from what happened earlier in the season this year. Nottingham Forest and Bournemouth. So, yeah. I don't know. When do we play Tottenham?
Yeah, I'm not seeing them on the schedule.
It's their other reschedule. Don't we have like 2 games in hand?
No, just the 2
behind just the one?
No, but Tottenham no, yeah, you're right.
No, Tottenham
needs to be rescheduled.
We'll be 2 after Sunday. We'll be 2 games in hand after Sunday because we're supposed to play.
Still in the FA Cup.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah, they just haven't rescheduled the Tottenham game yet. I need the Tottenham game. I knew we was supposed to play them. So anyway, but yeah, so realistically, if you look at it, there should be no reason for us not to get 3, 6, 9, 12, anywhere between 25 and 30 points out of the rest of these matches in the season.
Wow.
So that puts us on what? If we get 25, that puts us on what?
25 points in 11 games?
Yep. I see it, man.
Okay. We would have 64 points.
Do you think that makes us finish in the top? I think so. The rumor is nothing has been confirmed. Throw the tweet up, Jason. Throw the tweet up. Show these people our new technology.
Which one?
The Felix tweet.
Okay.
Our new technology. Look
Add
at this,
to the
guys.
stage, baby.
Boom, right there. So 5th place gets UCL this next year, supposedly. 6th and 7th should get Europa. 4 points off of West Ham in 7th. We have a game in hand. So we're really only 1 point off of Europe. Or Europa.
Okay. Yep.
So, I mean, I think it's very realistic. And we have to play West Ham. So who's all in front of us? West Ham's in front of us. United is in front of us.
Brighton
is in front of us.
Wolves.
We don't play Wolves again, though, do we?
No. And then,
Villa's in front of us.
Yeah.
So you look at that. You take 12 points. I mean, Tottenham and Arsenal. I'm not counting those as wins. I definitely don't think we beat Arsenal. Tottenham. It's weird, man. We played top 6 teams so good. So we'll probably squeak something out in one of those matches. But
if we get Europa, right? How do you feel about how do you still Poch out, right?
Yeah, I'm still. Yeah. He could literally win the rest of these matches this season, and I would still be Poch out.
I agree.
I don't care what happens the rest of the season. I'm still Poch out.
Yeah, I agree, and I think that's kind of wild. But yeah, even if we won the FA Cup, I'd still be Poch out.
Yeah, I 100% would still be Poch out. I don't know, man. It's crazy though. I think we can pull off a decent run here at the end of the season. It is one of those things. It's just, will we? Probably not. Could we? For sure.
Yeah, it's like one of those things where we should do that. And if we don't do that, then that's just another tick off the cons list for Poch.
Yep. And I mean, it's one of those things. Like, I just don't I'm trying to be positive. I want to win. I want to go to Europa next year, because I don't know if you heard the disturbing news that came out today, Jason, that if we don't go to Europe or Europa or the Champions League, that Jordan's not going to sponsor. We're not going to have a Jordan jersey next year.
Oh, man.
Was the thing I was looking forward to next season the most about Chelsea football was the Jordan jersey.
Mm-hmm.
But they halted contract negotiations with us today because we're possibly not making it to Europe.
I don't blame them.
Smart on their part, but I'm not going to lie, I'm a little sad. I wanted a Jordan jersey because those things are always great. So.
Yeah, that would have been nice. Versus one of the leaked jerseys that just came out.
Yes. So this is the leaked jersey that just came out.
Yeah, I'll throw it up.
More media for you. This abomination of a jersey. I swear, if this ends up being
has to
real,
be fake.
It's got to be. It has got to be fake.
But it's so absurd
that it might be real.
It could be real. Yeah.
Because it's Nike.
Yeah.
That's the absurdity of all this, is the fact that it's Nike. And that's why I wore my Adidas hoodie tonight, because I'm on the train. I want to get Chelsea back to Adidas. I want the Adidas sponsorship. Bring the 3 stripes back to Chelsea. I'm tired of the Nike shit jerseys that we get every year. They're some of the worst jerseys I've ever seen in my life. They just use a template. It is a travesty. I don't want 2 Nike check. I don't want a giant ass Nike check on my jersey.
Something you can't really see in this. Oh man, I can't really remove it, but something you can't really see down here on the left, or on just below Enzo's hand, his very tattooed hand that's like touching his body, is a patch that just says London. Yeah, it just says London, and then there's some words around it, but yeah, it's big. It's like very big. So yeah, yeah, I think it's ridiculous. We found this on LDN's
credit to that.
Twitter.
Credit to
It says VDYKCFC, so I haven't looked at that account, but that's what it says next to Enzo's head there. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's so ridiculous that I think it's real.
Yeah, and I have I have the home kit for this year, and it's not great. I just bought it because I wanted a Cole Palmer jersey, and the other kits are crap.
Yeah.
So Nike, I could count on one hand the number of good kits that Nike's given us since they've taken over. Like the Halloween pumpkin kit that I call it, fantastic kit. Thumbs up for that
Thumbs
kit.
up
Yes,
for that
thank
kit.
you, Apple. The yellow FA Cup kits that we had, that was last year, I think. Those were solid. Yeah, that's about all I got. I don't really have any. I don't.
Yeah.
Maybe there's one or two more in there.
Yeah, we're supposed to rank our kits.
Oh, we do. We need to do.
I'll save it for that.
We need to rank some kits. We do, but yeah, it's just bad, man. Our kits are atrocious these days.
Yeah, they're not great.
They're so bad. But I guess that concludes the match talking point of our podcast this week. So we're going to start a new segment. I don't know what we're going to name it. Just outrageous, stupid, dumbass tweet / Reddit post of the week. So if anybody has any and you want to send them in to us, hit us up on our socials. They're right down there at the bottom. You see right down there. Well, yep, right there somewhere. Boop, boop, right down there. Follow us and tweet at us, tweet at us, whatever the heck it is now. I refuse to call it X. It'll always be Twitter to me.
It's just like post and message now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, post at us.
Post,
please.
yeah. Post at us.
Post us.
Yeah. Post us, like Post Malone.
Post Malone us.
Post Malone us. Yes, Post Malone us on the X.
Oh man.
Suggestions. If you see any outlandish Chelsea tweets or just in general.
Yeah,
I'll put any kind of crazy tweet up here or some kind of crazy Reddit post because those guys are special over there at Reddit.
We're just sharing one tonight, but we could share 10. We could share 15 probably. Yeah.
We could. So yeah, this is the crazy tweet that came out this week.
All right.
JC, you want to read the tweet? Read the tweet to these people.
Sure. Members of the Chelsea board still believe that Pochettino and his team will win the FA Cup, making the campaign successful.
The absurdity of this
that
they
silly.
still believe that they're going to win the FA Cup. What has given them any confidence that we're going to win the FA Cup? Because we play Leicester in the next round?
Dude, Leicester humming right now.
I know, they're probably going to beat us. Jamie Vardy will come back to haunt us somehow and probably score a freaking hat trick against us Sunday.
Yeah, wild.
But
wild that Leicester won the league.
Not too long ago.
5 or 6 years ago now. And Vardy's just been with them this whole time. It's crazy.
Who's on the other side? So it's us and Leicester, and then it is City and no.
Let me look.
I don't even remember who was on the other side.
Yeah, I can't remember everybody either. I'm just not gonna.
It's only 2 teams left, or 4 teams left, counting us and Leicester.
Oh, I thought this was just the quarters. So I thought there
were. Oh, is it the quarters? I thought it was. Why am I thinking we're in semis? Yeah. So if it's the quarters, what do we got left? Who's left in this thing?
Let's see. What the hell? Hold on. Let me look at my phone. The desktop version of FOTMob isn't the best, but I will get there in just a second. All right. So it's us and Leicester. Well, I'll start out with March 16th because we play the 17th. Okay. So
who plays Saturday?
It's Wolves and Coventry.
Okay.
Who are? I don't know much about Coventry. They're in the championship. They're 8th right now in the championship. So Wolves should win that. Then the second game on the 16th is Man City and Newcastle.
City will win that. Newcastle's got a bunch of injuries now.
Yeah. Especially after our game, because Gordon is out for a while.
Yep.
So then March 17th, the next day, is us and Leicester.
Mm-hmm.
And then that match is contrasted with Man U Liverpool.
Okay.
So Liverpool automatically will win.
Yes, because of the clock
farewell tour.
Yep.
Yeah. So there are 8 teams left. I mean, theoretically, on paper, we should be winning this. The problem is we're Chelsea.
Yeah, we're Chelsea.
And Leicester isn't far off from a Premier League side. I mean,
they'll be back up next year. They'll be up.
Yeah. So I mean, they're first in the championship right now. I don't see that changing. So yeah. I think Wolves will go through. I think City will go through. We should go through, but you never know with us.
We don't play championship sides very good. So
that's true. Yeah, because we and this has been proven throughout the season. We usually play up to our competition.
That is 100. Yes, true. I.e., today we played up to our competition.
Yeah, yeah. Except for that second pool game, but that's okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, yeah, it should be Wolves, City, us, pool. So that's what I think will happen.
I'm going with. Yeah, I think we win. I think Coventry upsets Wolves. I don't know why.
Hey,
I'm just going just give me the underdog. I think
I love it.
City wins, and of course Liverpool's going to win because it's the clock farewell tour.
Yeah,
and then we draw Coventry in the next round. And
great!
We'll get Coventry, and then Liverpool and City will have to play to see who goes to the finals.
That sounds awesome. Actually, I would love that.
I mean, that's the way our luck's been going this year. We've actually had really easy draws in the cups.
Mm-hmm.
Like our cup draws, like we haven't played a Premier League side yet in the FA Cup, and we're in the quarterfinals.
Yeah,
right. Isn't that right? It's just been we played Leeds.
Yeah,
and then who was before Leeds? What's their? Oh, was it AFC Wimbledon? Was that the? Was that FA Cup or was that Or was that the Pee Wee Cup?
We played Villa in the FA
Oh
Cup.
Yeah, we did play Villa. Okay, so we played one.
Yeah, because that was a replay. Before Villa. I can't tell who we played.
It's irrelevant. We've had an easy draw. The point is we've had an easy draw. Although I think we both did predict us to lose to Villa. So
we both predicted we'd lose today.
Yeah, we did. We did both predict we'd lose today.
Yeah.
So we can't help it. We can't factor in luck into these predictions, guys. If Chelsea wasn't lucky today, they would have lost and we would have been right. So
yeah, the problem is we never do great at creating our own luck. So except for today, it worked out.
Yep, except for today. Well, I guess since we're talking about that FA Cup, we just want to predict the match for this weekend.
Sure.
Jason made a weird face right there, like he's like, oh, I really want to do this, but Daniel's gonna make me do this.
I keep wanting to predict draws in the cups.
Oh, God. I hope not, because that means a freaking replay.
It is a replay at this stage?
I don't know. I can't. They changed the rules so much. I can't keep up with it. I don't know if it goes straight to penalties. I don't know if there's extra time. I don't know if there's a freaking replay. I don't know what the hell goes on in these cups anymore. Everything is changed. I thought I knew what was happening, but I don't.
Quick Google says, oh yeah, they did change the rules a while back. I think that it's not going to be a replay.
So we just go to extra time in the PKs?
In 2018, the FA said that there will be no longer any replays for the 5th round. So is that technically what we're in now? Is the 5th
I
round?
don't know. I don't know what round we're in, man. I can't keep up with anything.
Yeah. Wild. So yeah, I don't think there's a replay.
Okay, cool. Whatever.
I think it's extra time and pins.
Are you predicting another penalty victory?
Yes. Although I want to predict something outlandish. Yeah, because I don't care. I'm gonna do 3-3. Hey, us scoring 3 goals in a game is not crazy anymore.
Hey, back-to-back games with 3 goals.
I'm gonna do 3-3.
Mm-hmm.
We win in pins.
I'm following suit. We are going to score 3 goals. They're going to score 1. 3-1 Chelsea.
Wow. Okay.
Vardy will score, of course. So are you predicting a Vardy hat trick?
Is that your prediction? Hey, that's okay. I'll do that.
Vardy party? The Vardy party hat trick?
Yes.
I will.
But we deny him glory in PKs. Let me add this to my...
What if he scores a hat trick and then misses the penalty?
That would be awesome.
That would be. So
I'd feel really bad for Jamie Vardy because I don't hate Jamie Vardy, but
I do. I hate Jamie Vardy.
Is he a jerk off? Feel like I can see him being one.
I feel like he is.
I feel like he is too. Yeah.
I feel like, you know who Jamie Vardy reminds me of? And I really think that this is who he like. I really honestly think that. So I really honestly believe Jamie Tart from Ted Lasso based his character off of Jamie Vardy. Like 100%, he is Jamie Vardy. Like that's who I think. Jamie Tart is who I imagine Jamie Vardy is. Like I don't know why. I don't know why, but that is who I imagine he is. Like he's just a douchebag, you know.
Yes, I love it. I love it so much. We're playing at home, right? So
sure, whenever you tell me, Jason.
I think we're playing at home. So if we're playing at home, you're predicting a 3-1 win, and I'm predicting a 3-3 draw. All right.
And
I have to keep our sheet updated, or I'll get behind, and that will drive me insane. So,
and I'm officially saying that if Jamie Vardy gets a hat trick, and we draw 3-3, and then go through them on pins, that I'm just going to give Jason the blue duck and succeed the rest of the season and not predict another match.
Yes, dude. The season is winding down though.
It is,
and I am 3 ahead right now.
Yeah, because Daniel's predicted this many right this year. Oh, I can't do that. This many right this year.
Man, it's been since. Oh yeah, don't do that. It's been.
Thanks 4chan.
Yeah, no, really. It's been since October, match week 9, since either of us have got a score prediction correct.
What are we in, like match week? What 20?
20. We're match week. We're going into match week 28. For us, because we are behind a game. Well, technically 2 games, but yeah,
that's ridiculous.
Yeah, so technically, I think we're going into match day like 29 for the season, but we will also be behind on that point. So yeah.
So this has nothing to do with Chelsea. Just get your thoughts and opinions on this. Since we're winding down the Premier League season, who's winning the title?
Oh,
it's a 3-team. It's a 3-team. It's a 3-team race.
It's crazy.
Unless my prediction, Man United comes up and just pulls a stunner. And
dude, I don't even remember who I predicted winning the title.
I'm sure it was either Liverpool or City.
I think you wouldn't dare pick. Wasn't it?
I think you picked Liverpool. I think you did predict Pool. Here, I can.
Well, I'm sticking with Pool then. I'm sticking with Pool. I think Pool are going to win. It feels like, and I know we half joke about it, right? Because of the Klopp thing. It just does feel like their destiny this season.
Unfortunately, it does.
It is obnoxious.
No, you picked United. I mean, you picked City to win.
Damn. Okay, well, I'm sticking with City.
4th.
Okay, well, I still stand by that it does feel like Pool's destiny, but I'll stick with City.
Yeah, I predicted United.
Yeah.
So,
Damn. Yeah, I did. I mean, I always. It's like you can count on every season Arsenal to capitulate.
You can
in the winter run-in, and they have survived that this season and are thriving. And that is obnoxious to me.
You know what it's just funny that our predictions at the beginning of the year, just like we'll do a whole episode on this at the end of the year, but just to clarify where Jason and me stood, that we, just so y'all know, we had really high hopes for this year.
Youngman's son in particular.
Yeah, no, that was last year, Jason.
Who did we pick for goal scorer this year?
You picked Haaland, so you're gonna get that. I picked Rashford.
That was last year that we picked Youngman's son?
Yeah, that was last year. That was your last. Because because remember we both forgot that Haaland was even in the Premier League. We were doing our predictions and we got there and we made our predictions. They were like,
it's wild.
We're dumbasses. Like Haaland's in there. But
yeah,
just so Chelsea fans out there know that we were very optimistic on this season. We both picked Poch to be the Premier League coach of the season. So we were on the Poch train.
We had hope in him. Like
we did.
Like we had reservations, but we had hope.
Yeah.
And I stuck with him for a really long time. I was even saying give him until December next year.
Yeah, you stuck with him longer than I did. But you know,
it's just hard to watch. It
is
Potter-esque. It's Bowley-esque. It's Clear Lake-esque.
But he's worse than Potter. I feel like.
I mean, yeah, I agree.
I mean, damn it, Jason Potter took a 6th-tier Swedish team to the 5th tier.
Potter is a genius, and we didn't appreciate him in his time.
But I don't want him back.
Oh, no, I was totally kidding. I do not want Potter back at all, and I do not regret that he got sacked. Yeah.
I don't either. I'm just saying that out of mid-table managers, Potter's better than Poch. That's all I'm saying. Out of mid-table managers. So, you know. If you want to rank mid-table managers, Potter would be above Poch.
Yeah. Yeah, but you the argument for Poch would be got saddled with a team of inexperienced players, but also has really only had the Premier League to worry about this season. And has no excuse for schedule congestion complaints. And Potter actually had to navigate the Champions League coming off the back of a successful coach, and then coming off the back of that coach being fired in a way that we all thought sucked. And we I feel like the Chelsea fan base, for the most part, was really behind Tuchel, even though some of the shine had worn off by the time he left.
I agree.
And so Potter did have a more uphill battle with the fans, I think, even though you could then make the argument that Poch maybe never had a chance because he's a former Tottenham manager.
Mm-hmm.
But then Poch is an idiot, and he says he wants to go back to Tottenham. And then, did you see what he said at the press conference a little while, like a day or so ago, or like earlier today, or something?
Y'all want to know what he said, Jason?
They asked him. They asked him something about Mourinho, and I can't remember what he said about Mourinho, but he was basically like, maybe I'll get it right. I don't know. But he basically said, it didn't matter who the coach would be, the fans still wouldn't like them. Like they don't.
That's not true at all.
Yeah.
That's not true.
That's the gist of what he said.
You could bring Tuchel back and the fans would be happy. You could bring Mourinho in here, the fans would be happy. You could bring Nagelsmann
half the fans would be happy for Mourinho. I think there's like half of us that are like a little more level-headed about Mourinho.
But I would be happy. Like happier than I am with Poch. Let's put it that way.
Oh, okay.
At least
I agree with that.
Because at least I like Mourinho the person.
Yeah.
You know, if that makes sense. Like I can separate the person from the manager and realize, okay, he's not a world-class manager. But I like Moo as a person. I don't like Poch as a manager or a person because I think he has. Like it's hard to sit here. It's hard to say this, but I think it's true. He has less personality than Potter does, and Potter has the personality of a freaking paintbrush.
I do feel like Potter tried to ingratiate himself with the fans.
He did. I
Like,
agree.
a little more than Poch. Like, I still don't think he was very good at it, but I do think he tried more.
I agree. I think it's because he's socially awkward, though. I think Potter is. Like, I just don't think that's not his personality.
Because we got mad at Potter for his press conferences too, where he basically was like,
he's a freaking
we
robot.
tried really hard. And, all that crap.
He's a freaking robot. But your point is right. He did at least try with the fans, I feel like.
Right. Yeah.
Like I can remember him going and clapping the away fans. I can remember Potter doing stuff like that because he understood the importance of that. Poch doesn't give a flying flip about that. He just goes down the tunnel.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
hey, what's crazy about Mourinho, right? He would be coming back as a former Tottenham manager at this point.
Oh gosh, and a United manager.
Like, he would be coming back as both. And we would still like him more than Poch.
We still would. You're exactly right. We still would. Even after him saying he would never coach at Tottenham. And he still wouldn't coach Tottenham.
He still wouldn't coach. Yeah. I mean, dude's a whore for a paycheck. I mean,
he is a whore for a paycheck. You gotta give it to him. I mean, I get it. I'd be a whore for a paycheck too.
Although Roma are flying now that he's gone. So
yeah, I mean, it just shows that he's past his prime, which is fine. It's okay. It happens.
He was a world-class coach at one time, and he's not anymore. Yeah.
He needs to go to the commentary booth because he would be absolutely hilarious. Like,
dude, he should have did that a while back. Like, he should have pulled a Roy Kent and did that. He would have been amazing. Yeah,
it would have been. And like, that's what, like, it's a very American thing. Like, when a football coach retires, especially if they're very charismatic and they have a like they have a great personality like Mourinho does, like, to go and be a commentator, whether it's in the studio calling I don't really see Mourinho calling matches, but him being an in-studio commentator instead of Tim Howard,
Jamie
would be
Gallagher.
amazing. Good gosh. Yeah, can NBC
Micah Richards?
Jeez.
I like the Champions League in studio. People are just not so bad. For me. They're just not for me.
They don't give any insight to the game. They just banter with each other the whole time.
Yeah.
Like they don't add any insight. Like I'm dumber for watching you guys now.
Yeah.
You guys are idiots.
Yeah.
Yeah, bring on Mourinho. Put him somewhere.
Yeah, put him somewhere.
Somewhere. Find a place for him. But so would you take Tuchel back?
Yeah.
I think we had talked about that. So
I don't think he's great. Yeah, I don't think he's great at band, but I probably would. I'd be okay with it. I'd say give him a year.
Where would Tuchel rank on your let me preface this. I do not think Tuchel's coming back. I don't think the ownership likes Tuchel. I don't think he's coming back. So don't think this is us saying Tuchel's coming back or whatever. This is just an opinion.
Yeah.
So you would want him back.
I don't know if I would want him back. I don't.
Gotcha.
I like if he comes back, I'm not going to be devastated.
Gotcha.
But
where would he rank on your list? Like what? Like would he be like?
I don't even have a list right now. I don't know who's coming back.
Like, would he be like top 3? Would he be like middle tier? Or would he be like lower tier? So just do like high, medium, low. I guess.
I think he has to be like if I'm okay with having him back, right? Like this is my personal. Like if I'm okay with having him back, I think he has to be high because there's nobody else. Like who's coming here? Who are we getting? Like that's the next step, right? Like this is how we felt about Potter. Get Potter out. Okay, now we think about who's coming. Like
well, we had the person until the freaking Egbali screwed it up. We had Nagelsmann until he wanted control of the team, and Egbali's like, no. And I'm like, well, there's your problem. Your manager wants to actually be able to pick his players and decide who he wants to play for him, and you want to tell the manager, and it's never going to work. So whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I have no idea who's going to come coach here. I have no idea. Like we're at the point now where there just aren't that many world-class managers, and we're gonna have to take a risk like we did with Potter. That's how I feel about it. Like we're gonna have to get another up-and-coming Swedish 9th tier coach, and take a chance because I don't think somebody like Poch, who might have been the right coach for Tottenham at that time, even though he didn't win anything, who might have been the right coach at that time, just like Moo was the right coach for us at that time. Well, 2 times. And I just don't think we're going to have to find a coach that's right for us at the time.
Okay.
And
so
we're
let's
going to have
look
to
at
get
this.
lucky.
But let's look at it like this, too. Is Poch just a product of Harry Kane in his prime?
Yeah. Yeah. Probably.
You think about, you think if
Yeah.
Nico had scored all those chances this year that Harry Kane would have scored, where we'd be sitting right now.
Yeah. No, I mean, there are a lot of what ifs, right? Like,
I like playing the what if game.
Does Poch get the benefit of having a really good team? Yes. But he was with Tottenham for a long time.
He was.
And he helped build a culture there that I think Tottenham is kind of proud of. Now, granted, that's Tottenham, so like they can be proud of that if they want.
A cultural bottling. That's what their culture is.
We've gone about it like a completely different way, right? Like we've gone about it in, hey, slice them and dice them, get them in here, win or die.
Yep.
And that was our culture. And that was our culture for a long time.
Yep.
And that culture worked. I think I do think it created a lot of burnout, not only for coaches. I think it created burnout for players. I think that it created what's that? Oh,
my son was busted up in here. No, my son, he didn't know I was recording.
Yeah. But that created a lot of burnout for players. That created burnout for coaches. That created burnout for admin. Like I do think that culture was very, very intense and very successful at the same time, which is interesting.
But it wasn't.
We've never been, at least in the last 20 years, we haven't been a project kind of place because the project was win. And it was do that at all cost. It didn't matter whose head was going to roll. It didn't matter how much money it was going to have. I mean, we had a Russian billionaire sports washing his money through us. Like he had $1 billion.
Watch your mouth, Jason.
The club.
You watch your mouth.
I mean, I'm just saying, I'm just being real here. Like this is what happened. Now, we loved him for it. And we were happy to take his $1 billion interest-free loan. But now they want to build a project. And Poch is always talking about a project. And Potter was supposed to be a project manager. He had like a 6-year freaking contract, man.
The stupidest thing ever.
And I think that they've learned because I was watching a thing where like Bowley doesn't really have as much stake as Egbali does.
Yeah.
Like in the club. And so Egbali really is like the string puller and Bowley is just kind of the face.
Yeah, but Bowley's also the head of the board right now. So he is also
he's got clout. I'm not saying he doesn't have clout.
Yeah, I think that got talked about last week. And I think that people were trying to even it was Alex Alex Goldberg that said he doesn't think Bowley's as much to blame for this as people make it out to be.
And that's not what I'm saying at all.
Yeah. I don't know.
I'm just saying they thought they knew what they didn't know. And they thought they could just get a manager in and control it from the top.
Yep.
And they didn't make the decisions. And we talked about this on the pod. They didn't make the decisions to surround themselves with smart football knowledge people first before they started hiring the manager. They started with the manager and hired up. And it's created all the decisions have been financial from the start. And the Athletic talked about this the other day. I'll give them credit for this. But they started with the financial decisions, not with we're going to build a project decisions. And building a project decisions would have been very different conversations with getting people in that needed to be in. But when it all became financial, it was, okay, well, the coach better listen to us. And so they hired a yes man and Potter. And that's why they fired Tuchel, even though their reasons were different than what they said. And Matt Law was running circles for them.
Yeah, so PR propaganda, man.
Yeah. So they have not handled this correctly. And not only is our team going to have to get lucky now, we're going to have to get lucky with the coach, I think. We're going to be taking a chance, in my opinion. because no, we don't have the clout anymore to command. Like you used to be able to go, hey, you're a world class coach. Come to Chelsea, prove your worth, win this for us. You will have everything at your disposal that you need to win. And we don't have that anymore. We're in a place where we got a penny pinch, and we're in a place where we've overhired, and we're in a place where we've overpaid, and where we didn't build it from the ground up like we were supposed to. We bought all these players with the hope that they would come good, and we're 2 years into that now, and we're seeing that like it's not going to happen immediately, like that we're all used to, and that's where we're at. Like we can't afford a huge name coach, and there's not really that many out there.
There's not.
So
yeah, but I mean, I don't think like the thing is with the way that this club was, like that culture under the Abramovich administration. I don't like it. Like that's the weird thing about it. It's not the way you should run a football club. Like in no way, shape, or form should that have worked. Yeah. But it did because we kept throwing money in for whatever reason. We hit on the majority of our players, minus the strikers down the stretch. We tended to. I mean, you got Murata, we flopped on him. You got Torres, was not necessarily a flop here, but he wasn't what we were expecting him to be. We flopped on some players, but we got Diego Costa, we got Eden Hazard, we had Drogba, we had Terry, we had Lampard, but Abramovich understood though you had to build it with academy players too. You couldn't just go out and buy everybody. Like nobody will ever argue that John Terry and Frank Lampard were not the heart and soul of Chelsea. Like, no Chelsea fans arguing that because they were academy boys. Like they grew up in this culture, and I'm fine with Clear Lake, Bowley, Ebali changing that culture because it's not sustainable unless you. It's just not. I don't think it was long term. We need to change our mindset. I'm all for that, but it's like you said, they built the project wrong. Bowley going out and just buying a whole bunch of nonsense players in the first summer, spending recklessly on shit that we didn't need. Playing director of football when he has no clue what he's doing. And then we just hire a bunch of people from Brighton. And that's what I wrote. If you want to check it out, I wrote an article on Substack today, guys. Go read about it. It's about changing the culture of Chelsea.
I'll plug that later, man. You're taking all of my time.
My bad. But one of the points I made in there was I lost my train of thought now. Sorry. When I was plugging the Substack. No, it's my fault. I plugged the Substack and I lost my train of thought. But that's what it was. Is they went and hired. So you manage a top six club, a big club like Chelsea, differently than you manage a mid-table to lower table team in the Premier League. Mid to lower table teams are there to make money. They're not necessarily there to win trophies. They might compete. They might make a cup run here. They might make a cup run there. They get lucky every now and then, like Leicester did, like Villa's doing this year. Like they're going to put it together every now and then, and there's going to be a couple of them that compete, not on a regular basis, but they'll sneak into Europe every now and then, like Brighton. But you can't build a team, a top six team, with scouts that have a mindset of I'm looking for young talent that then I can improve and sell later. And that's what we've created at Chelsea. Like we've hired all these scouts from Brighton and from other small clubs. We didn't go to Arsenal. We didn't go to United. We didn't go to Liverpool and poach, maybe not their head scouts, but you can get the second and third tier guys and then make them your head scouts because they would have learned under the other scouts. They would have known how to run a big club. But we go out and buy a bunch of people that are here to buy low and sell high. That's what we've done. We've created that culture. We're literally creating a culture of mid-tableness at Chelsea. Like that's what everything is breeding at this club right now. And you're right. No manager's going to want to come into this. Nagelsmann, I think, was the best shot we had at it. And when he said, hey, I want control over my play. Like, I want to be able to control. And it's like you said, they're not going to give up control. For whatever reason. And it goes, they don't understand they still do not understand how to run a football club. Still don't understand. And it's one of those things, like they've built it from the ground up instead of the top down. So they're trying to change the culture. They don't understand that the most important part of this football club is the fans. Like they failed that miserably. Like no connection with the fans, like the owners do, and that's all they talk about is we want to win. We want to win. Okay, have you talked to the fans? Have you met with the fans? Nope, haven't done that. But you've taken away their travel subsidies for away matches. Done that. Yeah. Okay, we've spent $1 billion. Okay, what's your plan? Like, what's your goals to win? How are you accomplishing this? What is your goals? What is your vision for this club? You know, and then they're redeveloping Stamford Bridge. They realize that if they don't have the pitch owners on their side, that they literally can do nothing. They can't move the club. They can't change the stadium. They can't redevelop the stadium. They literally cannot touch that stadium unless they have the pitch owners on their side.
Yeah.
So why have you not tried to make inroads with them? Why are you not having meetings regularly with them, like about your plans on what you want to do with the club and how you want to redevelop the stadium and what your plans are for that? Like they failed in. Go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, they just don't understand the community aspect of what English soccer is.
They don't. They do
because
not.
we don't have the same kind of community aspect in American sports.
You're right, but you know what? I don't give them any excuses because it can be learned. Because you look at what Ron and Rob have done at Wrexham. They understood. They're Americans through and through.
Yeah. And I'm not saying it as an excuse. I'm saying they've never tried.
No, you're right. Yeah, you're right. And but you look at what they've done at Wrexham. They understood that the first thing, the most important thing to that club was the community. It wasn't, it was winning. Yes, they wanted to win and get out of the National League, but they also understood we've got to connect with these fans. We've got to connect with the community. We got to do stuff within the community to help build it up. And they'll tell you that's part of the reason they bought that club is because of the community that was Wrexham, because of what it once was and the way it is now, because they're so impoverished because of all the jobs that have left the community. And they want to help that community become a thriving community again. And you're right. They don't understand that, but it can be learned. Literally, there's a freaking documentary about it. Just go watch the Wrexham documentary.
I don't even think they have to watch it. I think they just need to care.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't think they care.
I agree. Because, and you know why? Because they're here to make money. That's all they care about. They're here to make money. And like everything in this club right now, the fact that they don't care about the fans, the fact that the scouts that they've hired, the way they've gone about conducting their business screams, we're here to make money and not really win. So like you can sit here and tell me you want to win and you spent $1 billion. I don't care. Show me, tell me on paper what you want to do, because you're saying one thing and doing something totally different. Because we're not setting this club up to be a perennial powerhouse in the Premier League like we once were, to challenging for titles. We're settling into mediocre, mid-table, steaming pile of poop is what we're trying to do right now, and it's infuriating.
As a counterpoint to what you said like earlier about like how we didn't really run a club the way you should run a club. I would just like to add though that at the top level we were pretty stable, whereas everything underneath wasn't. So we had Bruce Buck, we had Michael Emanalo, we had Maria Granovskaya, and like those three were like really shrewd and really smart in how they ran it and efficient in how they ran it, even if we did buy a lot of flops sometimes. Because we should have never paid $70 million for Fernando Torres. But anyway, whatever. But like they like at least like that part was stable. And like everything underneath was like the chaotic part. But right now it's just chaotic throughout the top with a bunch of people that aren't shrewd or as shrewd or as smart or as efficient. So that's just what I would say as like a counterpoint to like what Roman was doing, because he had like a band of trusted advisors.
He did.
And sporting directors and lawyers and whatever. And chairmen.
Yeah.
Because I think Bruce Buck is a lawyer. I think he was just like, when he was with us, he was like chairman. So yeah, that like he just surrounded himself with smart people that knew the business of it and that did what they needed to do to get that business to care about the fans and to create a winning culture, even if that winning culture itself was a chaotic way to do it. But they were stable at the top, unlike us.
You can't argue with the fact that it brought us trophies, and ultimately that's what we as fans ultimately care about is trophies. But we also had players that actually cared about playing for Chelsea, and that still to this day talk about playing for. Like you have John Obi Mikel in his new podcast, and he just sits there and trumpets Chelsea all day. Like Drogba, I mean, it's just players like that we bought them. They weren't homegrown players, but they would die for the badge. So I don't know. It is, and I think that's part of the culture that Roman did instill. And that's the crazy thing. It's like this weird thing. It's like it created a winning culture, but like it was just, I guess it's just an anomaly. You know, it's not like quote unquote what you would call the right way to run a club, but it worked.
Yeah, exactly.
So, I mean, but he did care about the culture because their hires, a lot of times their hires for like the youth team were former players. Like they would put, I think Makalele came back, coached the youth team, and he said it was because of Roman. Like, because they wanted him to go teach the young kids what it meant to play for Chelsea.
Yeah.
And so, like, despite all the chaos and the craziness that went on in that administration, like, they at least understood what it meant to play for the badge from the top down. And so we talk about all the time on this damn podcast is it starts at the top and it works its way down. So if your people up here understand what it means to play for your badge, then your players are going to understand what it means to play for the badge on their pitch. And we have a few players like that now. Not a lot, but we have a few. So I don't know, man. It's a mess. They're shit owners, and we're 2 years into at minimum 10-year deal. So
oh yeah, it's gonna be a long road. I don't know if we ever come back.
It's gonna take somebody buying us from them and like saying, I want to restore Chelsea to what they once were. Who knows? Maybe in 10 years, Abramovich won't be sanctioned anymore and he can buy the club back.
Maybe so. Yeah. That would be nice.
That would be amazing. Can we just hope for that? Or the Saudis or somebody. I don't know. Just not Americans. Just not freaking Americans. Unless it's Robin Rod, then they can buy Chelsea and that's okay.
Yeah, that would be great. I would appreciate that.
Yeah. All right. You got anything you need to add? That was a long last segment, man.
No, I'm good. I'm done.
Done. I'm done. All right, Jason, tell these people where they can find us, man.
Oh, we're on Twitter, we're on YouTube, we're on Substack. Find us at Red White Blues FC. Daniel writes amazing things. One day I'll join him. Daniel dropped a Substack today. I got it to my inbox in my email. Go sign up.
Yeah, he did.
What are you doing? Subscribe on here. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Follow us on Twitter. Not Twitter, X. We need to change the Twitter symbol.
No, because no, I will tell you, because the program I used, that was free. The X costs money to pay.
It doesn't. I'll get it for you. I'll find a way.
I like the Twitter because I refuse to call it X. I like Twitter. I like the bird. I want the bird back. Elon, bring the bird back. Bird. I want the bird, Elon.
He's already thrown away so much brand equity.
He's wasted millions of dollars on that platform.
Anyway, at Red White Blues FC.
Yeah. Hey, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're trying to grow it. We want to be big. We really probably should stop doing an hour and 20-minute podcasts. It'd probably help with our retention rate and growth. But we just
it'd help with my retention rate too.
Yeah. We're too old, man, and you're staying up past our bedtime. But Amazon. No, damn it, Daniel. Gosh, dog it.
Every time.
Apple, Spotify, their podcast, no Amazon. Give us some ratings. 5 stars, please. Thank you. We're clout chasers. Yes, we readily admit that. But yeah, whatever. And until next time, catch you guys on the flip side.
Damn it, we need a better culture. Flippity floppity.
Are you in the recording?
I tried. It didn't